Today we're gonna design the final and probably most requested model of the Holy Trinity project, the LaFerrari in the LEGO Speed Champions scale. We're gonna take some inspiration from a help out video I already did of the LaFerrari rear, as well as looking at some custom engine blocks. I have no idea where to start with this model, but think beginning with figuring out how to create the headlights is a good first step. So immediately got to work with trying to figure out the headlights, or rather the whole front of the model. And relatively quickly I realized that this was not going to be an easy front to design. However, there already were quite a lot of great LaFerrari mocks out there, for example from NV Car Mocks and Sleepy Mock, and definitely took some inspiration from their versions. So this is what I've come up with now, like a first draft. Not super happy with this though, so gonna try to improve it or try something completely different, but we'll see. Maybe this looks a little bit better, but think I'm gonna try something completely different first before I decide for what to go for, basically. I've tried so many different things with the front now, but it's not coming together. I think I prefer this kind of solution best, but now it's like a nightmare to try to attach the lights or come up with another solution for the headlights or something. Guess the sides will turn out great. Sorry for being so negative right now, but yeah, nothing is impossible. The impossible just takes a little bit longer, but we will get there, I promise you. So kept on trying to figure out the perfect front design, and in the end I kinda blended together all the different designs I came up with, which meant the front became a mix of a lot of weird, strange, or I don't know about weird and strange, but a mix of all kinds of building techniques. And yeah, whatever works to achieve a good finished product I'm fine with. But now it just feels like I'm rambling on about stuff. Then I started working on the sides of the car, which I thought would be significantly simpler to design than the front. But the sides of the LaFerrari are quite thick though, so it actually was a bit easier said than done to get that look while still being able to fit 2 minifigs inside. And I know many of you also requested open vault doors, but this time I just wasn't ready to sacrifice the aesthetics for that. Have started creating the sides now, but think I will have to order some parts before, or actually I can continue a bit, especially on the rear of the car. I think these wedge plates will be very useful for this build, so we'll need to order some of those to begin with. Alright, so now I started creating the rear as well. It's very similar to the one I did in a help out video a couple of months. I can't say that, but made a few changes. Of course, it's not done yet, though. Then we have this like roof line. It's not a roof line, but rear section or whatever. Don't think I will be using this, but will probably use something like this for the rest of the leading again roof. I don't know, but other than that I will continue building a little bit more, and then we will have to order and wait for some parts. So the rear of the car then, and this was definitely the easiest thing to recreate, just because I basically just slightly modified the LaFerrari rear I already created, mainly by lowering it by a plate. Also finished up the engine cover part and the things around it. The LaFerrari has so many complex shapes and angles, so it feels quite far away from classic LEGO. But despite all of that and all the complex building techniques of this model, I think the shaping became pretty clean looking. Okay, so this rear turned out really great. And also working on these small engine blocks that actually spin, and you will be able to connect them together like this, and yeah, you can do how many banks or whatever you want. It's just insanely satisfying and very cute to see a working engine in this size, and then you can connect it to the wheels and everything and have it inside the car. But anyway, back to the LaFerrari. So finally received all the necessary bricklink orders. So let's finish it now! The model was already pretty much done though, but incorporated all of the correct parts as well as finishing up the right side of it. Would have preferred to use a non-printed windscreen instead of the Lotus one, but couldn't get my hands on one in Sweden and didn't want to wait any longer to get this model out to you. Even though I think these wheels I designed for a recent commission fit the LaFerrari pretty well, they look relatively good on this. I of course made some custom ones specifically for the LaFerrari. So final done, and it actually turned out much better than I thought it would, especially as I kinda almost was ready to give up on it at one point. I don't know if that came across in the video, but just the front of this. It's not the most complex thing I've ever created, but I don't know, it took such a long time to just figure out a way to make it look good. But yeah, now in the end, I'm really happy with how it looks. Was even able to fit somewhat of a detailed interior, and of course you can fit 2 minifigs inside as well, and also became really happy with the rear. It looks just as clean as the front, if not even cleaner. Would kinda have liked to use a hose piece inside these rear lights, a light bluish gray one, and then cutting it just a tiny bit. But unfortunately, I also forgot about ordering a light bluish gray hose piece. I've had a lot on my plate recently. Behind the scenes, behind the build stuff, product development, which actually finally very soon is about to be revealed, hopefully. So yeah, forgot about the hose piece, but of course you can order one yourself. Other than that, of course, the individual digital instructions as well as the custom-made kit of this should be available at the website by now, and the instructions should probably also have been added for free to the instructions bundle by now. And also, if you see this video the first few days it's out, you should also be able to pre-order the kit that's inspired by the Need for Speed movie Mustang. So those of you who want it, don't miss it. And I really do need the support right now. That product development. It cost me a fortune. But anyway, and of course, now that all the Holy Trinity cars are done, we will of course do something with all of them as well. But that's for another video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this. And as always, break it up, turn it loose, and let your creativity burn rubber. Bye for now.